Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. Hollywood starlets flooded the red carpet at the Golden Globes last night, draped in all black to show solidarity with the #MeToo campaign. You know, even though many of these actresses likely knew about the rampant sexual harassment and abuse that plagues Hollywood, but never said a word about it. Nonetheless, these virtue-signaling elites brought so-called women's rights activists with them as dates to the awards show. Women's rights activists who champion abortion, who praise Black Lives Matter, who fawned over Hillary Clinton, Occupy Wall Street, illegal immigration, you name it. But guess who these Hollywood elites did not bring to the red carpet? Guess who they forgot to include in their parade of progressive politicos masked as women's rights activists? That's right, women who are actually fighting the oppression of women. So I've compiled a list of some women activists Hollywood starlets should have brought to the Golden Globes instead. Let's start with Nikki Haley, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. This minority woman stands up for the rights of oppressed women all over the world. Women in Israel who were bombed, stabbed, and slaughtered by radical Islamist terrorists because the women are Jewish. Nikki Haley condemns female genital mutilation. She canceled funding for countries who condemn the United States. She is proud, strong, and a true leader, unafraid to stand up to liberal political correctness, even when the left is sexist. Then we have Lila Rose and Sandra Merritt. Lila Rose is a millennial who exposed racism at Planned Parenthood. Did you know you could donate to Planned Parenthood and have them save your donation to be used to abort a black baby because you hate black people? Nobody knew about that until Lila Rose exposed the truth. Sandra Merritt, and I bet you don't know this name, do ya? Sandra Merritt is facing felony charges in the state of California for investigative journalism. Ms. Merritt risked her own livelihood and safety to stand up for the unborn women at Planned Parenthood who were aborted and then had their body parts chopped up and harvested and sold. Ms. Merritt was David Daleidon's partner in the videos exposing Planned Parenthood's aborted baby body parts business, protecting the most vulnerable women among us. Dana Lash. 200,000 times a year, women defend ourselves against sexual abuse with a firearm. Defend ourselves against sexual abuse. You know, the same sexual abuse Hollywood is pretending to reject. Dana Lash is actually rejecting it, teaching other women to stand up for our Second Amendment rights. So instead of saying #MeToo, we can say #NotMe. The female protesters in Iran who are rejecting a brutal, repressive regime, they're shedding their hijabs and declaring their independence from a government who arrests them if they don't wear a headscarf, where they aren't allowed to travel without permission from their husbands, where they're married off without their permission to men with other wives as young as 13 years old, and where marital rape is essentially legal. These women in Iran are protesting at their own risk for their own liberty. Yet all we saw on the red carpet at the Golden Globes were women who champion abortion, which ends the lives of approximately 400,000 unborn women every single year in our country. Black Lives Matter, whose false narrative and faulty premise has led to an increase in violence against police officers. In fact, a black female police officer was executed, shot in the back of the head at point-blank range by a maniac who hated police. It's funny how the women who are actually standing up for women's rights, the women who are risking their lives in Iran, their livelihoods in California, exposing racism at Planned Parenthood, helping women arm themselves against sexual abuse, those women at the Golden Globes were ignored. And that's my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.